Welcome to True Crime Tragic. Today's story is about a lady who was betrayed by her so-called best friend. She was poisoned and was left to suffer for 18 long years. This woman lost her mind and also lost all her properties because of her evil friend. The crazy thing is that this woman is still alive after being poisoned for 18 good years. Her name is Pamela Crane. She is from Chicago. This lady had everything going for her. She had a very good job at Ford Motor Company. She also had two lovely kids and a nice house. In fact, she had every reason to smile. But sometimes life can be cruel. And in Pamela's case, it was really, really cruel. She was betrayed by someone she called her best friend. Her name was Victoria. Victoria lived next door to Pamela. They became friends when Pamela moved into the neighborhood. At first, Victoria seemed like a very nice person. She would always bring Pamela homemade meals and they would go shopping together. But Pamela didn't know that Victoria had an evil plan against her. One day, Victoria invited Pamela over for dinner. She said that she wanted to introduce Pamela to her fiancé. So Pamela went over to Victoria's house. When she got there, Victoria introduced her to her fiancé and they all sat down to eat. After the meal, Pamela started to feel sick. She tried to ignore it. She thought that maybe it was just a food poisoning. But Pamela's condition kept worsening. So she went back home. The next morning, Pamela woke up and she threw up all over the floor. She was in so much pain and she couldn't go to work. Pamela's husband was very worried. He took her to the hospital where doctors ran several tests on her. They told Pamela that she had arsenic poisoning. But they didn't know how she contracted the poisoning. The doctor told Pamela that she could have eaten contaminated food or maybe she had drunk poisoned water. When Pamela came back home from the hospital, she found out that someone had been stealing from her. Her jewelry was gone and so was her money. She didn't think that it was a coincidence that all these things happened right after she ate at her friend's house. That's why she went back to the hospital and requested that the doctors run more tests on her. The new tests revealed that the poison was not in her system anymore. That's why the doctors told her to go home and rest. Nobody knew what had happened to her. But Pamela was sure that her friend had something to do with it. But she didn't want to accuse her friend without evidence. She didn't want to ruin her friendship over something as trivial as food poisoning. But Pamela was right. Her friend had poisoned her. And even worse, she did it again and again and again for 18 long years. Pamela had no idea that Victoria was trying to kill her slowly. And the worst part is that she still lives today. To date, nobody knows why Victoria wanted to kill her friend. It doesn't make sense at all. How could someone do such a thing to her own friend? After the poisoning, Victoria became Pamela's caregiver. She would take care of Pamela as if nothing had happened between them. But Pamela's health continued to deteriorate. Sometimes she would throw up blood. Other times she would have seizures. Victoria acted as if she was sad to see her friend suffering. She would always tell Pamela to stay positive. It was obvious that Pamela needed help, but Victoria never offered any assistance. Sometimes she would take Pamela to the hospital, but she would always come back home without getting treatment. Victoria made sure that Pamela never received the medical attention that she needed. And Pamela's condition worsened with time. At one point, she became blind. She could no longer walk and her hands were always shaking. She couldn't even talk well. Victoria made sure that Pamela was isolated from the outside world. She controlled Pamela's life. She would make decisions on behalf of Pamela. She sold Pamela's cars and closed her bank accounts. She also emptied Pamela's children's college fund. She even put Pamela's children in boarding schools. The only thing that Victoria didn't sell was Pamela's house. Maybe she wanted to enjoy looking at Pamela suffer in her own house. But Pamela's children knew that their mother was being taken advantage of. So they reported Victoria to the authorities. When police officers searched Victoria's house, they found some documents in her name and other documents in Pamela's name. The documents showed that Victoria had stolen all of Pamela's property. Victoria denied stealing from Pamela, but she admitted that she had poisoned Pamela. She said that she only did it once. She claimed that she had done it accidentally. According to Victoria, she was trying to make dinner for Pamela, but she mistakenly added poison instead of salt. But Pamela's children knew that their mother wouldn't allow anyone to touch her food. So they suspected that their mom's friend was lying. They hired a private investigator who dug deeper into his mother's past. The private investigator discovered that Victoria had a history of poisoning people in the late 1970s. Victoria worked at a nursing home. She was arrested after she tried to poison 5 patients. Victoria told police that she was trying to end the lives of the patients because she was stressed out. Police officers checked Victoria's personnel file and discovered that she had been fired from all the places that she worked. Her co-workers said that she was a troublemaker. They said that she was always arguing with the management. There was also another disturbing thing about Victoria. She had a habit of befriending rich women and then stealing from them. In most cases, she used her victims' money to pay off her debts. Even though Victoria had a long history of poisoning and stealing, she was released from prison. And here's the most shocking part of the story. After being released from prison, she met Pamela. Their friendship followed the same pattern as Victoria's previous relationships. Victoria stole from Pamela and poisoned her for 18 years. In court, Victoria claimed that she was innocent. She said that she was being framed. She asked the judge to order a DNA test so that she could prove her innocence. But the judge denied her request. He said that she had enough legal representation and that she should stop wasting the court's time with her silly requests. This infuriated Victoria and she decided to represent herself in court. She stood up and told the judge that she didn't need him in court. But before she could continue, the judge banged his gavel. He ordered that Victoria be taken away. Many people wondered why the judge was so angry. But a few days later, the truth came out. The judge's daughter was dating Pamela's son. When he heard that his daughter was dating Pamela's son, the judge talked to Pamela. Pamela explained to the judge what had happened to her. The judge was furious, and he vowed to make Victoria pay for what she had done to Pamela. He denied her request for a DNA test and also gave her a harsh sentence. Victoria was sentenced to 12 years in prison. But because she was already old, she probably won't make it out alive. Pamela's children were very happy that Victoria was finally behind bars. They knew that their mother would live her remaining days in peace. Doctors say that Pamela will never recover. She still has a chance of getting better, but it's very slim. Victoria destroyed her entire life. And even if she recovers, she will never be the same again. After this story was published, many people reacted differently. Some people said that the judge was biased because he sentenced Victoria without listening to her side of the story. Others said that the judge was justified because Victoria had a long criminal record. What do you think? Was the judge wrong or right? Let me know in the comments below.